Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today I'm introducing the Ninja Foodi Possible Cooker Pro. It's an 8.5 quart multi-cooker, and the model number for this particular one is MC1001. I have really enjoyed playing with this. The number one reason I wanted it is because it has a bake function, and in the summer it gets hot in the RV, and my husband and I live full-time in the RV and mostly down south right now, so heating up the big oven is really a no-no. So this is nice. I can bake my bread in it, I can bake casseroles, things like that that you would generally need an oven for. Now, you don't have to have one of these to enjoy the recipes I'm sharing today. I share recipes on my channel every single Monday, and then on Fridays we do RV Life. So today I have some recipes for several of the functions on here. Some of them I do not, like keep warm. I show you how to use the function, but I don't have a recipe for that particular one. Down in the links below, I have put the manual guide and the recipe book that comes with the Ninja. One of mine, I had two. One of them I was refurbished, so I didn't get those. And if you're purchasing yours maybe at a thrift store or something like that and you don't have those manuals, just go to the description box and you'll find the links in there for those. The other links are for these silicone handle covers and the silicone lid cover, because these get hot when you're cooking, and this will stop you from burning yourself if you touch it by mistake, which I'm very good at. So I have to have these safety things. They come in 2 packs, so you'll get 4 for the ends here and 2 for the top. And then what else did I link down there? Oh, the steam rack. There's a rack that goes in here. You can use it to steam vegetables, and you can use it when you're baking if you don't want your particular thing. Like one of mine, I bake bread. I didn't want it touching the bottom of the pot, so I put it on top of the rack. So that's linked down below too. It's just another accessory. Doesn't come with the cooker. Some do, some don't. One of mine did, one didn't. So, you know, it just depends where you're getting it from. On the sauté function, I did a stir fry. It is a kit from Walmart, and in there I said it's $6.96, which it was for me. But prices change throughout the country, and of course the dates, if you're watching this a year from now, could certainly be different. So I just want to mention that. And without further ado, let's go play with this toy. For the slow cooker setting, we're going to make a low country boil. The first thing I did is put in the little potatoes and the corn, which I cut up in half so they're smaller. And now I am mixing up the butter, 2 teaspoons of garlic, and 2 tablespoons of Old Bay. And then we're just going to pour that over top of the corn and the potatoes. We're going to turn this on high, and we'll cook this for 4 hours. At the halfway point, we're going to take the lid off, toss the corn and potatoes around, and add a half cup of chicken broth and the sausage. "30 minutes before the end of the cook time, we're gonna add the shrimp, and it's peeled, deveined. Mine was frozen, so I thawed that out. And then we're gonna top the shrimp with a good sprinkle of Old Bay. Put the lid back on, and 30 minutes later, you'll be ready to eat. This is a delicious recipe. I don't have it in writing, but I'll try to type it up and put it with the other recipes, and the link is again down below. This is all we had left for lunch the next day. Here's my finished plate. It was delicious. For the sear or sauté, you push the power button and you turn the dial to where it says sear sauté is lit up. You have two options. You have high or you have low, and then you hit the start button. This is indicating that it's heating up. You want to give it about 5 minutes to get to temperature before you start cooking, and then once it reaches temperature, it starts counting up. For this function, we're going to make a simple stir fry. I did put some olive oil in the bottom of the pan and placed the chicken in there and cooked it till it was cooked through. Just adding a little bit of seasoning. Once that was cooked, we put in the frozen vegetables. I'm going to put the lid on and let them cook till they're done. And now I'm adding the sauce, which comes with the kit. This is a bird's eye kit. Comes from Walmart. It's $6.92 and you get 2 meals out of it. You just pick your protein. So we're adding the sauce now. We'll put the lid back on, stir it all up so it can get heated through, and then I'll show you our finished plates. Super simple, works well in this dish, and it's so easy to clean this Ninja cooker. Here's our finished plates. We just served it on rice. For the steam function, we're going to do broccoli. You hit the power button, turn the dial until steam's illuminated, set the time that you want it to cook, and press start. It will preheat. Once it is preheated, then the time will start counting down. So I took the lid off. I had already put my water in the pot. I'll put the broccoli in, replace the lid, and then reset the time to 7 minutes, because that's how long it takes for it to cook. There is a chart in the recipe book that comes with the Ninja that tells you the times for each vegetable, etc. I did link both the owner's manual and the recipe book in our description box below. The broccoli was so green and it was perfect. I do want to say this is simple to use. However, the note in the book says you can use the up and down time arrows to change the keep warm time. Mine doesn't do that. I did try. I'm pushing up and down. Nothing is changing. So then I thought, well, maybe I push start first. So I did that. It started counting up, but it still doesn't change. If you guys figure this out, please put it in the comments below and let me know how you do it. What I do now is I just push power, turn the dial to keep warm and hit start, and then I set my timer on the refrigerator. You know, if I want to keep it warm for 30 minutes, I'll set that. But I can't turn it off with this. I don't know how to do it. So any help's appreciated with this. So for the sous vide, you just turn the power on and twist the dial until the sous vide is highlighted. And then the temperature goes from, let's see, 120 to 190. I went ahead and turned it to 190 and I set my time for 4.5 hours. You just hit start. It'll say preheat and then it will flash and show you what the current temperature is, so you can see how far it's got to go to get to the one you selected. And then once it's up there, you put your food in the water. You need 12 cups of water in there prior to starting the Ninja. So for our braised function, we're going to make chicken and potatoes. First thing I'm going to do is clean up this chicken, and then I'm going to season it. Now I use some Kinder's blend, salt, pepper, garlic, and then some minced garlic. Now I was also supposed to put melted butter on it, and I did not read that, so I did add butter later. I used the drizzle and sizzle, and that worked out really well. So after we get our chicken seasoned on this side, I'm going to put it in the pan. It's set to sauté, and that way we can brown up the skin. I'm going to put it in upside down so I can season the other side, and then when we go to cook, it'll be right side up. Now we're going to deglaze the pan with some, I've got white cooking wine, and you're supposed to like get all the brown bits off the bottom, but there are no brown bits on the bottom, so I chose not to take the chicken out and do that. I just lifted it up on each side, made sure that the wine got underneath. Now I'm adding our potatoes and our onions. I will have this recipe linked with the others. There'll be a link to my blog in the description box below. Now we're adding our vegetable broth, and then we'll get the lid on and we'll get this set, and I'll show you how I do that. Alright, power button, and then we turn the dial to braise and set the time for 2 hours. Then hit start. All you need to do is check the chicken, make sure the internal temperature is 165 when it's done. Mine was, and I also did some steamed broccoli with this dinner. Absolutely delicious, and the chicken comes out just perfect. So using the bake function today, we're going to make a bacon and Swiss meatloaf. First of all, I'm putting all the ingredients together in a bowl, and then I'll shape that into a meatloaf shape and place it in a pan. There will be a link in the description box below that'll take you to my blog, which will have all these recipes with their ingredients and directions. So if you'd like to make any of these we're doing today, that's where you'll find it. So we're turning this to the bake function, and then I'm going to set this to 350, which it was already there, and I need this to bake for 1 hour. Now you can push and hold this button and it'll count up for you. Now I'm just hitting start, and while it's preheating, I'm going to go ahead and get this into my loaf pan. And it has an insert with holes, and I love that because all the grease will go through and not stay in the meatloaf. I don't remember where I got this. I want to say it was Walmart, but I'm sure Amazon has something similar. So we're going to put this in here. We are reserving some of the cheese and bacon to put on the top. Now I have this rack, and that came with one of my Ninjas, but you can get it on Amazon, and I'll link that in the description box below as well. I find it very helpful for baking breads and anything else that you want to keep off of the bottom of the cooker. I checked the temperature. It was perfectly cooked, so now I'm going to add the toppings, put the lid back on, and let the cheese melt. This meatloaf came out awesome, and not having to heat up the whole camper with the big oven was a huge benefit. We had it with rice and beans. For the proof, I decided to make a dough that would make 2 loaves of bread, so I could tell the difference between proofing it in the Ninja or on the counter. So I made the dough in my bread maker, and I'm just going to cut this in half and roll it into 2 different bread pans, one of which I'm going to place in the Ninja, and the other one I'm going to place on the counter. Here they are. They're both the same size. I'm putting a clean dish towel on the one that I'm going to set on the counter, and then I'm going to put the other one in the Ninja, and I will put a washcloth, a clean washcloth on top of it to cover it as well. I'm not sure if that's necessary, but I just wanted to make sure I was treating them both equally. I set them for 40 minutes, and I used 95 degrees for the temperature on the Ninja. Now the 40 minutes is up. I'm going to get them both out and have a look. Now I don't know if this was a fair test. It was fairly warm in the house because it was cold outside and I had the heater on. But I do believe the one that was in the Ninja rose slightly larger than the other. And I thought, well, let's just put it in here and bake it. So I popped it in the oven, and I set the temperature to 350, which is what I use. No, I take that back. I've been baking them at 400 in the Ninja. I use 350 on my regular oven, but I find 400 works better on the Ninja. Pop the lid on, and I'll show you how it comes out. It was absolutely delicious. Now you can pop it in a regular oven just to brown it a little more, but that's how it came out. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I helped introduce the Ninja Cooker to you. If you made it to the end of the video, please leave me a star emoji in the comments, and that way I know you were here. And you guys have a fantastic week.